Hello, my friends, and welcome back. Thank you very much for being with me again today. I told you that the best methods of lying are zip it or talk as little as possible. Don't talk too much. If you talk too much, they will get you on something, and from there they go. And if you keep talking because you think you're a genius, they will get you. So you either keep quiet and say, I don't know, or no. Anyway, what happened? Nord Stream 1, Nord Stream 2 pipelines. Now, supposedly CIA knew that the Ukrainians wanted to blow up the Nord Stream pipelines. I have an article from Agence France Presse, and the other one I think is, I know it's from the Telegraph. I had to pick from a 5. I put 2. I said that's good enough. That would make my point. If I use the Russians or, the bad people, then people will say, oh my God, yeah, those guys are lying. But here I use the French and the Americans, and they are perfect, always truthful. Okay, good enough, YouTube? All right, let's get it on. So here it is, the first article. Agence France Presse. CIA knew of Ukraine plan to blow up Nord Stream pipeline. Report. So Ukraine had a plan, or it already can put the blow on their shoulders as well. All right, let's see. A European spy agency told the CIA it knew of a Ukraine Special Operations Team plan to blow up the Nord Stream gas pipeline 3 months before explosions damaged the undersea system last year, the Washington Post reported Tuesday. So that means does that make Ukraine a terrorist state? Yes. Yes. Okay. However you want to twist it, turn it, jerk it, whatever, carrot it, it's going to be a terrorist state. Back to business. The newspaper cited U.S. intelligence allegedly leaked earlier this year by a lower-level U.S. Air National Guard computer technician who had access to large amounts of highly classified materials. The leaked documents indicated that an unnamed European intelligence body told the U.S. spy agency in June 2022, 4 months after Russia invaded Ukraine, that Ukraine military divers reporting directly to the country's military commander-in-chief were planning the attack. I heard that the Ukrainians do not have the capability to do that. They might have the balls and the desire, which again is still going to be called terrorist, but I don't think they have the means, from what I gathered. The thing is this, I don't believe it was the Ukrainians. No. And if it was the Ukrainians, how come we have now like 4 stories? The first story is the United States and Norway, which we know it's not true because they said so. And that's it, move on or roll over. The other one is that yacht with that diverse team of 6 or 7, 5 and a woman, or 6 and a woman, something like that, remember? Yeah, that was the second one. The third one was obviously the Russians, because the Russians, they were seen over there. And now we got this one, the Ukrainians. When they came, the Americans came with a bullshit. A week after Seymour Hersh, the investigative reporter, Pulitzer Prize, blah, blah, blah. When he came broke the story, after a week and a half, the Americans came with a yacht party. And after the yacht party, somehow, now we get to this one. Now CIA knew that the Ukrainians, and in that yacht, the Americans, when they came with the story, they said this: we know that those guys over there are not Ukrainians. Now it doesn't, that means you know who they are. How can you must know who they are if you say, well, there's no Romanians. How do you know? You gotta know that there are no Romanians because you know who they are. So they didn't want to say. But now they say the Ukrainians planned. It doesn't say yet if the Ukrainians did it. So let's get back to business. The Nord Stream 1 and 2 pipelines built to carry natural gas from Russia to Germany were rocked by underwater explosions on September 26. And these guys still didn't get it. But this dam that was blown up right now in Ukraine, Russia, however you want to call it, they already know. It was the Russians with their explosive. Somehow they know it was the Russians. And the other guy says, no, it was HIMARS provided by the US. All right. They all lie. We know that one, but we're going to find out the truth in about, I don't know, 20 years. Rendering them useless and cutting off a potential source of billions of dollars in earnings for Russia. Yeah, but it was not, you know, the Ukrainians, it was the Americans who said that's not going to happen. The Nord Stream 1 or 2 will not happen. We're going to make sure. You remember that statement by Biden? And not only, I made videos on that. The apparent sabotage, apparent. Apparent. What is it a sabotage or what? It just happened? Apparent. Sparked a region-wide emergency as it cut off crucial supplies of energy for... These guys are weasels, man. Accusations were made against several countries, including Russia, the United States, and Ukraine, but all denied responsibility. Now we got here about who did it. It said the original European intelligence on the plot made clear it was not a rogue operation and that it was overseen by military chief General Zalnuzhni without the knowledge of the President Volodymyr Zelensky. The Post, citing unnamed officials, said that after the Central Intelligence Agency learned of the alleged bombing plot of the Nord Stream 1, Nord Stream 2, the United States told allies, including Germany, about it. It said the original European intelligence on the plot made clear it was not a rogue operation and that it was overseen by military General Valery Zaluzhny. Oh my God, no. Don't, this guy, no, I don't know. Without the knowledge of the Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky. Oh no. So I think this is what's going on. It could be. Zaluzhny is incapacitated. He's not going to be the commander-in-chief of the Ukrainian army. So he can be blamed now for everything. So they say Zelensky did not know. He's not a criminal. He's not a terrorist. But Zaluzhny knew, and the military. Zaluzhny is now out. That means you can blame him. He can't do anything. And he's going to take the fall. Probably he's not even alive anymore, according to Russians. We're going to find out. It's very interesting that these guys are just throwing it on Zaluzhny's lap. This unnamed intelligence and all that. And even though I don't think it was the Ukrainians, I'm going to keep that saying that. The Post report is supported by information gathered by German investigators that a six-person, the yacht of love, using false passports, took a large sailboat from the German port of Rostock late September to undertake the operation. I don't believe that even less. Like the sailboat was rented by what appeared to be a front company. According to German media reports last week, metadata from the emails used to rent the sailboat tied them to Ukraine, and the president of the front company also lives in Kiev. However, Danish media recently reported a Russian Navy vessel specialized in submarine operations was photographed near the location of the sabotage just before it happened. And is this the end? Yeah. So as always, you have to remain in mind with this, that it was the Russians last seen at this. Now, let me give you this. Psychologically, you know that when you read the book, you watch a movie, you listen to a story, the human brain will remember the beginning, most likely, or the end, most likely, not what the article stated. Okay? So, how did this article end? With the Russians. That's what you want to go home or go to bed and say, yeah, man, it was the Russians. They were the last ones over there. You want to ignore everything as they said. But anyway, we're smarter than that. Let's go to the other weasels, which are from the Telegraph. West knew of Ukrainian plot to sabotage Nord Stream 2 months before attack. They didn't say it was the Ukrainians. They say maybe linked to them, Zaluzhny, but the Russians were last seen. And again, this is the same. It seems like the US and Europe knew about the Ukrainian plot to bomb the Nord Stream pipeline months before the attack has emerged. I haven't read in this article by Agence France Presse and this one anything, the word terrorist. Nothing. Maybe it doesn't qualify by their definition if it's done by friends. You know what I mean? The Biden administration was informed of the plot by the Ukrainian military by a close European ally last summer. The intelligence was among the tranche of classified Pentagon documents leaked by U.S. Airman Jack Teixeira on the online gaming platform Discord, the one that was arrested and so on. So the underwater explosions destroyed, caused massive leaks. No terrorists here. Right here. Da-da-da-da. Ukraine has always denied any involvement, even blaming Russia for a terrorist attack. You see how they make it? Who's linked to the terrorists? Not Ukraine, not the boaters, not the United States, not the no. Is the word is linked to this country against the EU at that time. So again, right here we got this guy. Intelligence collected by European spy agencies suggested that Ukrainian military planned for a small team of divers who reported directly to General Valery Zaluzhny, the commander-in-chief. So, all right, so he is. Mr. Zaluzhny was put in charge of the plot so that Volodymyr Zelensky, Ukrainian president, could not to have plausible deniability, said in the intelligence report. So who's they? Was put by whom? Who put Zaluzhny? I would like to know. You fucking retards, man. How is this possible? You tell me. So Mr. Zaluzhny was put in charge by whom? Of the plot, so Zelensky doesn't know. So he can't deny. But who put this guy? Who had the power? He's the president. He's the only guy, isn't he? All right, man. Now we know. Now we know nothing. So Zaluzhny is the guy. If they will get closer, Zaluzhny is supposed to get the fall. And again, you find out who appointed Zaluzhny. Reznikov? He's the Minister of Defense. Did he do it without his boss knowing, which is Zelensky? Who did it? The Americans did it? Who did it? Anyway, man, this is, again, I don't believe anything these guys are saying. I don't believe it was them. And if it was them, if these guys were involved, I think they were involved with submarines and whatever they needed, not from Ukraine. I don't think the Ukrainians were capable. But hey, that's me. I'm a little bit of a hard-headed. All right, my friends. Now I'm gonna keep an eye on how Zaluzhny is gonna be, and that's very sad because I don't think Zaluzhny is in all his mental faculties at this point, because he was hit, according to the Russians, in the head by a missile. Not like that, but you know what I mean. And supposedly he's not gonna be in charge. He can't complete his duties as a commander-in-chief. That means they're just gonna discard him like a carcass. Thank you very much for being with me again today. Stay strong, stay smart, look for the truth, and be just.